All right, it is the last evening of bow season. Goes out tonight, so got some significant depression going on. Not really, but I do get a little sad. Want to give you some quick footage here because it's going to get dark on us. You're going to have trouble seeing, and I'm going to spin you around. Didn't have enough time to get all the way down into the lower swamp. I'm in the upper swamp, but I got frogs working for me, and got a little bit of water. The creek's over here, but kind of hard to see. I can hear it a little bit. Anyway, I'm gonna buzz you around. Saw a bald eagle coming in, so that was pretty cool. He just kind of buzzed over the top of my head. Normally there's a bald eagle nest up there, but I think the tree blew down, but we're gonna have to see where they built their new nest. So here we go. So the crazy part is, about a week ago, there was 4 to 5 inches of snow here. So anyway, it's wet, man. I mean, everything's wet and muddy, but yeah, 4 to 5 inches of snow in South Georgia. Never say never. So stay tuned. We might be doing a video in the dark, but I'm gonna shut my pie hole so maybe we can see something. So got some good footage of that deer. It was a pretty cool little doe there. Check out these frogs. Now the crazy junk is that if you get down and walk over there, they'll shut up. They'll just shut up. And you ain't even gotta get close to them. I mean, they got like super bionic ninja frog ears or something. So anyway, beautiful evening, man. I'm telling you, excited, depressed, but excited. Zeb, the oldest boy, he's on the other side of the property hunting. Wyatt, the youngest, he's doing baseball. So you all got our passions and our loves. We'll get back to you. All right, we got some rain coming in about 45 minutes. Afraid it's gonna start getting darker than normal. Haven't seen anything since that doe come through. So for some of you that have watched the videos since we started doing them several months ago, you might kind of scratch your heads and go, well, why does he get up in a tree with a bow and never shoots nothing? I mean, for years and years, I grew up eating deer meat. That's what we ate. It wasn't about horns and all that junk. It was about food. Still is. But we have other sources for deer now that people give us deer that they got to manage the herds because they get so big. I can't eat deer because of the alpha-gal syndrome. So I still come up here and do all this. It brings me peace of mind. There was a time that I really needed to do this. There wasn't too much in my system that kind of kept me leveled out. Now, I don't necessarily need to do it. I just like doing it. But I'm still going to carry a bow. I don't care. I ain't pulled a string back in a long time, but I'm still going to carry a bow. My idea for a video kind of went away when I saw that doe. And it's a good mannerism for deer. I mean, she smelled me. Clearly she smelled me. The wind is what they call a swirling down here. She smelled me, but she didn't know what to do. And you might want to go back and watch the video of her ears turning. They're just such magnificent creatures. Their ears turn, and then her body, her posturing, and sometimes they'll stomp their foot. She knew I was in here. She just didn't know where I was at. That's all possible because all of her senses are working. And when the boys were really young, I mean, they started coming in the woods in little front packs and little backpacks, and now they're 19 and 17. And I used to bring them out here all the time, and we'd sit and watch deer, and I would tell them, I said, be the deer. I said, if it feels wrong, run, get away from it, trust your gut. And I taught them to watch the deer, taught them to stomp on the foot, turning of the ears. They know, stick their nose up and smell. They're using all of their senses. To me, that is a prime example of how God designed all of us creatures. Now, supposedly deer are 21 on the intelligence level. Hogs are number 4, and humans are number 1. And I have a lot of my doubts anymore about humans. But even it being 21 on the scale, you saw all of her senses working for her to protect her. Trauma to me comes in through the senses. Our senses are trying to protect us from getting in a bad situation or recurring situations. And anytime we mask our senses, whether it be through some kind of pills or some kind of alcohol or whatever, it gives us that ability. And it's like, well, I don't want to feel that, but you're supposed to feel it. It's how you process it. When I saw that with that doe, I was like, hey, that's going to be my ending deer bow season video for the people in TV land. Because I want to be that doe. That's what I want to be. I want to smell it. I want to feel it. I want to feel my heart rate come up. I remember years ago, I was going to Baltimore to do a presentation at what they call World Congress, the International Critical Incident Stress Foundation. They have every 2 years this massive trauma conference in Baltimore called World Congress. And my doc that I write with, he's the co-founder of that foundation. And I remember seeing my primary doctor, and this was a long time ago. And I told him, hey, I got to do this presentation, and I'm really kind of swallowing my tongue. And he said, well, let me give you something to knock the edge off. And I said, you want me to get up in front of 400 people? That's what it worked out to be. It was like 400 people from 17 different countries. And be medicated? And if you've ever seen me present, it's a hot mess. I ain't lying. It's like taking a cat or something and dropping it down into a pit of snakes or something. And you're that cat, right? And I'm all jacked up and I'm nervous, and emotional. But that's me. That's real. Why would I want to mask that? And so our senses are designed to protect us. And sometimes our senses wrap us around that axle or ring our ears or do whatever. It's how we process that, But do we want to numb that to where we don't feel, we don't see, we don't hear, we don't smell? And if you did that to the doe, she wouldn't last very long out here. Why am I 20 foot off the ground? So she can't smell me. She still smelled me because the wind swirled. You know, she's got her ears with little radar dishes, man, just turning. It's just cool to watch them. And we go around with earbuds in, our heads up our ass and everything else, and popping pills for this and drinking that and doing that. And again, don't get me wrong, if there's a legitimate chemical imbalance and your brain just ain't working like it used to, hey, all for it, cat. But if you're just banging along and you want to be numb, no. And I used to be, not pills and alcohol, but I was bad about going over here to the farm and running till I was numb, man. I just wanted whatever was going on to quit. I kind of had to figure out, I was like, I ain't no way to be, man. Grab the bull by the horns, confront the beast. So our ending video for bow season, and we'll continue to do videos, I just probably won't be in a tree. And everybody says, well, why don't you still get in a tree? And I'm like, well, it just ain't the same. I mean, bow season's over with. What am I going to do, sit up here with a stick in my hand? I mean, I ain't much of a man, but I still got a little bit of a man card left. You know, that's, we want to feel things, you know? So, we're not completely done with the video, because I want to wait till it gets good and dark. We're going to pop it back on. And then I'm going to tell you who I am today. But I just might be some weirdo dude in a tree in the dark that don't ever shoot his bow. Hang on. All right, we are running out of daylight. Camera's struggling to get enough light, and the wind's starting to pick up. I'm hanging on for dear life. So who am I today? I'm a guy that's really happy to be out here with these frogs. And as soon as I get down on the ground and my feet hit the deck, they're gonna shut up for a little bit. But I hope the video makes sense to you. I really do. I mean, again, you know, it's chemical imbalance, something like that, but it's so easy just to numb ourselves up, you know, and it really doesn't work. We need to feel things. We need to see things and hear things, you know, and it just tells me I'm alive, you know. And if there was a magic genie, I've asked people that question before, if there's a magic genie that could come along and make all that stuff go away that's inside your head and your heart and your soul, it's really amazing how many people say, no, don't make the genie. I don't want it to go away. And that's the way I am. I don't want it to go away. I want to feel things. I want to be that doe, you know, and she's probably bedded down up there in them thicket of pines, just processing it, going, man, I know there was a human in there, you know, and she's like, you know, just kind of stretching out a little bit, saying, okay, I'm good. I'm doing some deep breathing exercises. I'm good, you know. So, who am I today? I am just a guy that is blessed and happy to be alive and glad that I can still climb this tree. And I hope that when September gets here, I'm still climbing trees. So with that being said, y'all have a good night. And I'm going to ride it out a little bit longer and then head on to the house. So y'all take care.